ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Wednesday Morning Caffeine, otherwise known as Caleb AM.
Caleb AM.
Today is October 26th, and it's my favorite time of the week.
Same.
I love being here. I love doing this show.
I do too.
I got a great episode for you today. First things first, though, energy drink selection, Caleb. What do you got going today?
I have cherry blood lemonade.
Nice. I got one I haven't had on the show yet. A raspberry rain. Huh? Okay. I'll fix it next time.
What?
Nothing. Alright.
I was just wondering. Have you had that one in general?
Yeah, I've had it in general.
I have.
It's good. I'll let you try it. We also got our Bible verse of the day, which today is Romans 8:28. It is, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him,
It's a good verse.
who have been called according to His purpose.
I like that verse.
Good verse. Helps me know that, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, because I do feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. So, that being said, go ahead and pop our energy drinks, and we'll get going with the rest of the episode.
Ooh, it's splashed.
It's splashed.
A little weak pop, but it's splashed.
As long as it's splashed. It's a very satisfying smell. It smells like a snow cone. It's mid. No, it's a no for you.
Tastes like medicine.
I won't say it tastes like medicine. Never had blue raspberry flavored medicine, but it's like,
It tastes like something bad.
this might be like my 5th or 4th favorite flavor. All the flavors I've tried. It's better than the cherry limeade one.
That's probably at the bottom for me. I don't know all the flavors I've had. My alarm's about to go off.
Realsies.
Alright, do you remember what our question of the week was this week?
Drama versus comedy. Or drama or comedy, one of the two.
Most drama versus comedy.
Versus comedy.
Alright. So, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
Me personally, comedy over drama. When it comes to drama, maybe I'm wrong in this sense, but I feel like drama is Grey's Anatomy or Breaking Bad, I guess, kind of could be counted as a drama. I'm not sure.
It sounds like you're talking negative about Breaking
Bad. I'm not
Bad.
talking negative about Breaking Bad. I love Breaking Bad. But, it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Comedies beat dramas, not to talk bad on Breaking Bad. That's one of the good dramas that exist on television, and even in movies. Dramatic movies, 9 times out of 10 are not that good to me. But so yeah, and as for the voters, I really don't see how someone could say drama over comedy, or enough people could say it to make that higher voted. And if maybe I'll eat these words and maybe drama will win, but I'm just saying comedy's got like a 70-30 win. That's my guess.
70-30?
70-30.
You're pretty close.
Nice.
Comedy was 67. It was 67-33.
Nice.
I personally would go for drama.
Oh no.
Because when I think I talked about this on Caleb AM before, but when I am getting into a new show, I don't ever watch a comedy for when I'm excited to watch a new show or something. I think the only one I can think of that I've done that is Community. But like I started The Office because somebody told me to start The Office. Nobody even told me it was a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I only watched Parks and Rec because my brother told me it was better than The Office. It's not. And then if I think of like my top 10 favorite shows, The Office, and this one other show are like the only comedies, and the rest of them are dramas. Like when I think of dramas, I don't think of bad, horribly acted like TV dramas. I think of just a show that's about the plot and not about humor.
Does that make it a drama?
Yes.
Okay.
Like The Mandalorian would be considered a drama.
It would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andor would be considered a drama.
I thought Andor would, because that's a lot more dramatic in a sense.
Drama is not like, oh my gosh, this character hooked up with this character and then cheated on him with this character. Drama is just a plot-driven show.
If we look at my top 10, it's going to be mostly comedy. I guess I don't want to spoil too much because there will be a totally serious conversations about it, but
yeah, don't spoil.
I guess really there'd be 1, 2, maybe 3 dramatic shows on there. The rest would be comedies. I just love when it comes to TV shows. To me, I like movies over TV shows, and I'll pick a dramatic movie over a comedy movie sometimes. But like when it comes to a TV show, I just like to sit down and not really have to pay attention too much when I'm watching it and just like enjoy it. I guess I don't know. I'm more of a pay attention to a movie type of person.
That's fair.
We found the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community last night. That Netflix stupidly banned for no reason whatsoever. And I forgot how funny it was. It is absolutely hilarious. We were dying laughing the whole time.
I need to watch it.
And I'll watch it with you because I really want to watch it again. Like if I was ranking specific episodes of TV shows, the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community would be in my top 3. It is so good.
Wow.
It'd be like
That's
dinner.
up there.
Yeah, it'd be like Dinner Party, The Office. Then probably, maybe the finale of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then the Dungeons and Dragons episode. It's called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Community. It's so good, man. And oh man, it's so good. Anyways, how's your week been, Caleb? Good.
My week's been pretty good.
It's good.
How's your week been?
My week's been all right. Pretty busy. 2 exams, 2 days.
Ugh.
Hate that.
No.
But I also have a lingua meeting later this week.
I have a lingua meeting later today.
Oof. I'm sorry.
I keep forgetting about that, and then I'll remember it, and
I'm hoping I don't fall asleep this time in my lingua meeting.
I'm hoping
because
the lingua meeting headquarters just like blows up with none of the employees in there, and then they have to cancel my lingua meeting today.
I'm hoping my lingua meeting just blows up.
I'm so unexcited. I
hate
despise lingua meetings.
I hate Spanish in general, honestly. Not as a culture or anything, just as a class.
As a class, it's the worst thing.
I can't stand it. We're doing predicate still, and it still just makes me mad that they have to switch the O and the I on yo and ella usted.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
It's not ella, it's ella.
Ella, sorry. I'm not good at Spanish, and I don't mind that I'm not good at Spanish. I'm taking it for a credit that I need to graduate. So
yeah, I don't think I can get through Spanish too. I might switch over to the Japanese.
I wish I would have done French because I did French in high school, but I got to college and I was like, I want to do something that might actually be useful because if there's ever a second language I'm more than likely going to use, it's going to be Spanish before I use French. And so I was like, I'm going to do something like, a lot of money to go to college. I'm going to learn something useful. Not that French isn't useful. It's useful if you live in France.
but we don't live in France.
We don't live in France. So I was like, I'm going to learn Spanish. And big mistake because French classes don't have to do lingua meetings.
Yeah.
Or what it used to be Conversify last year. And I hate that I didn't do French because if I would have known that, I would have done French.
And I don't know about you, but I'm not learning Spanish.
Oh, I'm not learning anything.
Nope.
At this point, I'm coasting.
Yeah,
There is no reason why Spanish should be my second hardest class.
Yeah, my It's probably my second hardest too.
I can't stand the fact that I don't know. I hate Spanish to not be near as difficult as it is, and it's not my professor's fault. Like my professor's like a really chill guy, and he's like really nice and everything, and he really tries his best like to make mind taps not as ridiculously hard as it actually is.
I've not been looking at mind taps this week.
So I hate mind taps so much. He managed to find a way to take like punctuation off, so it doesn't count you off if you don't put a period on there.
We did not get that liberty.
He found a way to give us 4 attempts on everything.
We also did not get that.
Gosh, so I like my professor.
Just so dumb. Like, I mean, I get wanting to have homework and all that, but why do they have to make it due every single day and have like 3 of them due every day? That's like unnecessary.
I know it's
especially because it doesn't pop up in Canvas.
Yeah.
It's like if you forget one day, like, oh well, there goes your grade. Sorry. And I know that because I forgot one day.
Honestly, when I first got into Spanish, I was thinking about possibly minoring in it, just because, like, when you if you minor in a language and you get another like degree, I think you can get like international business or something like that, and apparently it looks really good on resumes. But no, there's no way I'm taking Spanish 3 and 4. I do not care that much.
Yeah, they probably expect you to be a fluent speaker by the time you leave.
I'm sure they do, but at
they
least
treat you like you're a fluent speaker in Spanish 1.
Bro, the jump you have to make between Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 is utterly ridiculous.
I can't take Spanish 2.
It makes me
right now.
so mad.
I just can't do it.
Like, and it might be because I spent an entire summer not doing Spanish, but gosh, it frustrates me, dude. But this whole semester has honestly been frustrating. I'm not gonna get into it too much. I don't want to seem like a whiner on YouTube or anything, but it's been a hard semester school wise. So looking forward to next semester, and I mean, this show's just keeping me going.
It's keeping me going.
I love this show.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I've like enjoyed this semester way more than my first 2 semesters because I like switched majors and I don't hate this major, but the classes that aren't like major specific, I'm really not enjoying. Like biology, I hate. It's awful. I should have dropped that class.
Jonathan tried to tell you.
He did. Shout out to Jonathan.
He's a real one.
He's a real one. He also told me to do whatever my heart wants.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm gonna do that and get out of Spanish
before
I fail Spanish too. Spanish, I just can't stand that class. I mean, I know it's technically a major specific class because I got to take a level 2 foreign language class, but like, I don't know. The first like 8 weeks were going okay, and then out of nowhere, I must have like fell asleep for a couple weeks because she's just speaking in Spanish sentences, and every single assignment we have is full Spanish sentences, and I'm like, weren't we just learning like one word at a time like last week? What is? I don't know any of these words.
I really wish that like I would have done French, because I know there's like when you do foreign language at college, you can take like a test and they will place you in that foreign language. So I think I remembered enough French, like on paper at least. Not orally, because I can't do the accents and stuff, but on paper, I think I would have remembered enough French from my 3 years of it in high school to get me into French 2 and start from there. So I had to take a 1.
And you wouldn't have had to take a 1.
But
because it's not 2 classes. It's
you
just
had
a
to,
level 2
yeah,
class.
you had to have 3 hours of a level 2 class, which is stupid, but the chat. We have 2 people watching. I'm one of them, but the chat is not lively today. Not like it was last week, but it's fine. We're still growing. Still at 90 subs, or 10 away.
10 away.
It's bothering me because I really want 10 more by the end of this month, which is in 5 days. Because, I mean, I just want 100. We've been doing this for
2 months.
2 months. Well, so we started in July, the end of July, so August, September. It'll be 3 months at the end of this month. And, I mean, not 100 subs in 3 months is not bad at all.
Yeah.
So, I'm really hoping we get there. So people need to subscribe.
You guys will start subscribing. Why aren't they subscribing?
Yeah, it's been.
Just gotta put out a Black Adam review, and then we'll blow up. 'Cause that movie's pretty big. Not really.
Me and Evan talked about it a little bit in our podcast. Oh, this reminds me of some news. We were talking about, is the DCEU passing the MCU? Guess who just became the CEO of the DCEU?
Kind of a hint.
He directed the Suicide Squad.
James Gunn.
That's freaking massive news for DC. So, if we didn't think this was going to be the last Guardians of the Galaxy, which they pretty much said it would be, it really will be.
Yeah.
Or the last good one. And that's huge for DC. I mean, you see how great he did for second Suicide Squad. Now, the fact that he's in charge of the whole thing, like,
I didn't know that.
It just got announced yesterday.
That's cool.
Evan sent me the chat. He's like, dude, this is insane news. And it was, because, wow. Also, some more news we talked about. Do you know who Danny Putty is?
Maybe.
He plays Abed in Community.
Oh.
He's been casted for the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix, which makes me happy because those are two of my favorite shows. And
that would scare me.
Doesn't scare me per se because it's not going to hold as much weight because we don't have much live action success to go off of for Avatar.
We don't have much live action success for any anime show.
Yeah, and so
like at all, it's all bad,
But the cast for this show just looks so good. Like George Takei just got casted too, and I don't know. The original creators were a part of the show. Then they walked away from the project during COVID, which scares me.
I think it's gonna be bad.
But Danny Putty, his character, he's casted as the mechanic, who's only in 2 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm okay with it because it won't be his. I won't be upset with him if the show is bad. But
he'll have a couple good scenes.
Yeah. So
he'll be that character that everybody loves, and then they're mad that the show wasn't like that, even though it wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean to talk about everything me and Evan will be having in Two Nerds on a Boat, releasing Thursday at 5 p.m. But Ant-Man trailer looked so good.
Ant-Man trailer did look good. Did you watch the holiday special trailer?
I did.
That also looks good.
It does. Most holiday specials suck, but I just don't see this one sucking.
It's hard for Guardians of the Galaxy to not be good.
It is. But yeah, another thing, I can't believe they announced that he was going to be CEO of DC the same day they dropped the holiday trailer for
and it was
Guardians.
Before Guardians 3 even came out.
Yeah.
It's like, does he even have the passion for Guardians 3? Does he want it to succeed?
I think he does. I mean,
he wants his rival film company to have a good movie. That doesn't make much logical sense. I mean, I think he does because
I think he cares more about the story he's telling personally, and you know, he's been a big director before, but I would say Guardians kind of made his career what it is now. Because before Guardians, you were not casting that dude to film the Suicide Squad. You know, he was
just some guy that had a bad internet pass and then got fired, and then everybody was like, hey, stop being stupid, we want the good directors. Literally. And they brought him back.
I mean, that's one of the parts that made my heart happy, because in our society today, when something like that happens, normally that person's life is basically over.
Yeah. Like
career and job wise, and
but he's not a bad person.
He's not. I like
he makes really good movies.
I like that the actors stood up and were all like, no, we will not be a part of the next film if he is not the director. And that made me happy because you know, obviously they have built a relationship in the movies they have filmed together, and it shows because the movies are great.
Yeah.
2 of the better MCU movies. And it's so crazy that Guardians of the Galaxy just took everyone by surprise because no one thought it was going to be good.
I didn't know much about them.
Well, that's the thing. They were not like it was the MCU for the first time being kind of original, because they took characters from different comics, changed them. Like Star-Lord originally was a cop for the Nova Corps. He wasn't a Ravager. And Groot and Rocket had their own comics. Gamora was the daughter of Thanos, and then Drax had a comic called Drax the Destroyer, and they were never really together. And James Gunn was like, why don't we change Star-Lord up and then put all these characters together, call them the Guardians of the Galaxy. And now the original Guardians of the Galaxy was like Yondu and a couple of other characters who I can't remember, who aren't important. But like, it's awesome because now there are Guardians of the Galaxy comic books based off the movie Guardians of the Galaxy because James Gunn is just that good at storytelling. Like, shout out James Gunn. If you're watching, thank you, James.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Next Topic Media.
I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy, those characters were in the Spider-Man show.
Yeah.
That's how I knew about them.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's very impressive, and how funny those movies are too. Like,
those and Ant-Man are the funniest ones.
I agree.
By far.
I was just joking. I didn't need the leg. What? But how did he look hopping around? Oh gosh, it's so funny, man. Those are like, everyone who watches, like, or who keeps up with us avidly probably knows, like, my dream job is to be, like, a movie maker, like, screenplay writer, director, anything involved with movie production. And if I could just, like, make something half that good, I would be satisfied with my life.
Be pretty happy?
Yeah, because...
Just sit down and talk to James Gunn once. It'll happen.
Yeah. Hey, James, can you give me some advice, man? Yeah.
And then he'd ask you to make a DC movie.
I don't know who I would make, though. I don't know enough about DC to... If I didn't have to write it, not that, like, I trust DC writers, because most of the time they're not that good, but...
I sure don't.
But, like, I trust them more than I trust myself just because of my limited knowledge of detective comics. But...
Well, I mean, Batman's not the only character in the DC.
Oh, no, I'm talking about DC as a whole. I just don't know. Like, enough.
Why'd you say detective?
Because that's what DC stands for. Detective Comics.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Why do they name Detective Comics? They have one detective.
I think before they got into superheroes, they, like, actually wrote, like, detective stories. But I could be wrong. I know Marvel used to be called, like, Atlas.
Yeah, I know that.
Which is weird, but they also used to do, like, detective stories before getting into superheroes and stuff. But
that was what was cool back then.
Yeah. Imagine reading a comic book of, like, an old, like, detective who wore a fedora and a trench coat. That's
gonna solve the crime.
That's a movie I want to make, like a 1930s detective movie. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool movie.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I have a lot of movies I want to make, just they're not going to get made.
I have a lot of movies I want to be in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be in any.
You can be in all mine.
When do you start making movies?
I mean, I got a shot list for one right there in that cubby. Whenever y'all want to film.
I see it.
Yeah.
Not busy most of Saturday.
Maybe we gotta get one more actor, maybe Daniel or JJ. But it's only this one's only a 2-person script. I corrected my errors from the last time I tried to make a movie.
We do not include actors in our movies.
Yeah, if you guys don't know that story.
You need people for that.
I wrote a short film last semester, and I was so proud of the script.
It was so good.
It was so good. I was so proud of it. I had, like, shots in my head. I was like, this is going to look amazing.
Yeah, we sat down and worked on it a lot.
We needed a female lead. Boy, if we knew.
It's just embarrassing.
We were, like, too embarrassed to ask any females we knew to be in it. And then, so, I was so surprised at this. I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being embarrassed. I emailed the advisor for theater majors and said, we are making a short film. We need actors. Would you mind, like, sharing this with people? And she did, like, instantly, so quickly, and shared it with, like, hundreds of people. And I was like, no way. And then, sadly, something happened with the arrangement of where the auditions were going to take place. I don't think that really affected it. I don't think anybody was going to show up.
Yeah.
But you never know.
We sat in there for a long time.
Yeah. I can just imagine someone going to the original audition spot and being like,
no!
Is this where the auditions are? And someone just studying in there like,
What?
Oh, man.
And then when they said no, they just break down and start crying because their career just ended. That was their one shot at stardom.
Oh, the script was so good.
It was so good.
If I ever get enough, like...
We should have started a GoFundMe. And then when the...
What would that have done?
And then when the project failed... Well, we could have included, like... My friend has cancer and he just wants to make a film before he dies. And then we would and then we would become hated on the internet when they found out that we lied. But for
up and coming director beats cancer.
He did it.
Oh man.
Oh, my phone. But yeah, no, that would have been a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many videos of people getting like blasted for making fake GoFundMes.
Yeah.
But it would have been fun to get that movie off the ground.
Oh my gosh. I'm so upset about it, man.
Such a good script.
Yeah, no, I still have it for future projects. Maybe if like this one with 2 actors who are both people I know gets some attention, maybe we can get that one done. But yeah.
I mean, I guess we could have never done it anyways. Quinn never DM'd me back about using the songs. So.
I think in film festivals, like in Mississippi, they'll let you use music you don't have the rights to. You just have to like say it's this person's song and the credits or something. But I've seen some that have been in like in the Magnolia Film Festival, which is the one I want to do. Because the trophies are so cool. They're literally like these glass, like hand blown magnolia flowers that like are on plaques and have like what you want on them. They're really cool, and I really want one. But yeah,
I'd like one.
That'd be awesome. So yeah. Film.
Colton's coming over today, and we're cooking chicken parm.
Chicken parm?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
We took the leap from we made Alfredo like 2 or 3 weeks in a row to chicken parm.
Hey.
But his girlfriend's coming over, and apparently she knows how to cook. And I have a lingua meeting. Oh my.
I'm sorry. I have a lingua meeting Friday.
Lingua meeting.
And I was gonna go home like right after class Friday. No, I can't because I have a lingua meeting. But unless I think I can get home fast enough to do my lingua meeting, but I don't think I can, and I don't want to risk it because I've already missed one.
Yeah, you failed the class if you missed 2. Not really.
Not really.
Ugh,
you could honestly,
so dumb.
You could honestly miss all of them, and you probably wouldn't fail the class. At least
yeah, if you made a 100 on everything else.
Yeah.
They're worth like what, 25, 30% of the grade?
Mine's like 20, I think.
I think mine's 25.
But yeah, they're worth. That's like your only oral communication stuff you have to do in that class. Which
my grade in Canvas form is a check mark. So
is mine.
So I don't even know what I made on.
So you get a 100 or a 0 because they can't for whatever. It's different than Conversify. In Conversify, they actually my teacher would actually watch the conversation and grade you on how well you did.
That's pathetic.
And my teacher said she wasn't going to grade hard or anything because she knows it's like difficult, and that as long as you put in an effort. For Conversify, they literally can just see if you were like in the meeting or not. So my thing is like, what if I just
for lingua meeting?
For lingua meeting, it's like, what if I just pretend like I can't hear?
Dude, anything? I keep thinking about how at some point, if she asks me, like, starts asking me a question that I don't know, I'm like, and then like take my headphones off and like mess with them or something for like 30 seconds, put them back on, and be like, bien. It's like, boom, 30 seconds. Everybody in my lingua meeting is gonna love me.
I'm honestly thinking about just like yelling "what the crap" multiple times, like just acting like nothing is working, like switch headphones and stuff, and like I have 2 pairs of earbuds, a pair of Beats, like I got a headset somewhere right there. I can make this last for a long time.
At some point in the lingua meeting, just stand up and like slam down. Oh, come on!
If it wasn't people in my own class I was doing this with, I probably would actually like attempt
Dude, mine's
that.
not today.
Really?
I found a girl in my communications class. She's in Spanish 1, and I was watching her sign up for her lingua meeting, so I signed up for the one she's in. She got really mad at me because she was like, "Caleb, you're just gonna make me laugh the whole time, and you're gonna make fun of me whenever I can't speak Spanish." Just like, trust me, I have no room.
I can't speak
to make
Spanish
fun of
either.
I know like 3 words, like, and I've been to a Spanish-speaking country 6 times. It's kind of sad. I mean, I know how to say stuff that helps with that, like, you know,
Oh my gosh.
Jesucristo Basta and like, you know,
I
other
hate,
stuff.
I
but
hate lingua meetings so much, but
from what I've heard, it's better than Conversify.
I disagree. I very much so disagree because
It takes 2 times the amount of time.
yeah, but you have more people. But like in Conversify, like they were actually willing to speak English.
Oh, like during the meeting?
Yeah, they would like if you didn't know, like they would talk to you, and like they would start out as a normal Each Conversify for me went the same because I never learned any Spanish. They would start out at like a regular Spanish speaking tone, and when I would sit there and not respond, they'd be like, "Okay," and then they would slow down, and then they would like explain what they were saying. They'd say part of the sentence, speak it in English, say part, and I'd be like, "Oh, see," and then I would try to speak in Spanish, and
Did you use the same coach every time?
No.
Mm.
But they were all the same. I had one coach that was actually not like that, but when I messed up in Spanish, she would just like laugh and then go on to the next thing and not correct me. And I was like, I'm fine with this.
You're not helping, but I'm not mad.
But yeah.
Oh man.
But Conversify, you had to do 5. This one you'll have to do 4. But actually, you didn't have to do 5 because she dropped one of them, so I just didn't do my last one.
The one-on-one thing just sounds awful.
It is pretty bad. But
Like, I have a hard time with phone calls with people I don't know.
Yeah.
A FaceTime with somebody I don't know.
I
don't know who's speaking a different language than me.
I have hard time on the phone speaking English. This is not
I
good.
do too. Phone calls are not my thing. But no, I didn't know that they spoke English to you though, because I just assume that my coaches don't know English. Because like whenever they don't know what I'm talking about, they're just kind of like, and then they'll type the Spanish sentence into the chat, and I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't help me.
You ain't doing much.
Yeah, I remember my friend MC, that was the one thing about Spanish 1 I liked. I had an awesome table group.
We
had
don't
a lot
have
of fun.
groups. That's probably my least favorite thing with Spanish, because she asks us to do. She's like, all right, get with somebody sitting next to you and do these while I call roll or do this, and then she'll just like look around the room, make sure we're doing it. Nobody sits next to me, so I sit like right in front of her, so sometimes I'll just like start mouthing the words, so it looks like I'm just like a shy person that's doing it by myself. But if there was somebody next to me, I wouldn't mind it. It's really awkward though. Sorry, I interrupted you.
But we were sitting in our group. She was like, I had the best Conversify ever. I literally was like, my coach was literally like speaking Spanish and I knew nothing. And he said, do you know any Spanish? And she was like, no. And he said, that's fine. We'll get through this together. And she said, we basically just talked about nothing the entire time. and I was like, what the crap? How did you get that? Like, why? That was a coach who just didn't want to do any work that day. He was like, all right,
this is the end. I'm okay with this.
Like, I wish my Conversify would just like, honestly, I just wish I had a a lingua meeting coach who just like pick up a guitar and start playing songs and we all just start singing together. Like, that's what I picture, like when nobody knows Spanish, just like, all right, let's have some fun.
All right, I'm glad I brought this today.
Hey there, Delilah.
Now we just start singing
Hola.
Spanish words. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien.
Just start singing like a Minion song, but like,
beep. Man, that'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I changed my lingua meeting coach this time.
Yeah,
Maria's gonna be so sad that I'm gone.
I change it every time just because I don't want them to expect any growth from me from the last time we met. So I just always change, and I'm just okay with that.
My last lingua meeting, I was mad because there was growth. She asked the 2 other people a question, something about like how many classes I take, which one's the hardest and which one's my favorite. And then she didn't ask me that question.
Lucky.
Like, I had my sentence prepared. No, it wasn't lucky, because she just asked a new question to me. It felt intentional. I think she was mad at me. But, like, I had my answer prepared, and then she just asked me a completely different question. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
This Lingua meeting, I have 4 people in my group.
I don't know how many I have.
Excited because last time I had 2, and it was bad because the other one was like, her family's from Peru, so she like basically is fluent. And then I fell asleep before I started my last one. And
what if somebody had to do a one-on-one conversation because you fell asleep? You're a horrible person.
I feel bad.
You're a horrible
Maybe
person.
it was the same girl and she was okay. There's like 2 people in my class who can like actually speak Spanish very well.
If I could fluently speak a language, you know I would take all 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's such a GPA booster.
Like, oh my gosh, like, absolutely. If I, for whatever reason, let's say my mom was Latina and I was bilingual growing up, heck, yes, I would take all 4.
That is 4 GPA boosters.
That's 4, like, hundreds.
That's 4 classes you don't have to care about.
Literally. Like, you don't have to study. You don't have to... The fact that I have to study as much as I
But I just have 2 white parents. Oh. I hate this. It's so unfair.
Alrighty. Well, Andor new episode. So excited.
Still haven't watched past the first 3.
Episode 6. You watched past the first 3. Because the first 3 came out the same week.
Haven't watched past. Oh wait, I watched the 4th one. Did I sit down and watch that with you?
I think you watched the 5th one with me.
I did not watch the 5th
I
one.
think we got up to the one before the heist, and then you never watched the one with the heist.
I got to the last one I watched was when he met up with the girl and they took a hike through the woods.
Okay, then yeah.
I think that was the 3rd episode.
The one number 6. I know we watched 4 together because we watched that
was episode 4 that one?
Episode 4 was after that one, where he met the rest of the crew.
Oh. Those were 2 different episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I watched that one.
But episode 6 is like one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars content ever. It was so good.
I need to watch it. You've been hyping it up.
Me and Evan talked about it the other way, and he was like, "Dude, that was perfect." I was like, "Yeah, it is." Literally gave me the same feeling I got at the end of 7, which was bone chilling.
Oh, there's my episode 7 for a second.
No,
but
no.
you've told me that several times.
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I don't think I work Saturday night, but I'm not doing anything all day Saturday. I'll have this very stressful week behind me.
We can film Saturday, and we can make a short film.
I will
thought you
get
were
you
going home.
I will, not if we're filming. No, I'm just joking. I have to go home, but unless if we can actually film, I just gotta be home Saturday night.
Oh, well, I have work Saturday night, so I'd already be busy.
But Saturday morning,
I'm free.
we'd have to get up with the sunrise though, to get this thing done, because the whole entire film takes place on the fire escape. So I've like coordinated it to where the sun is going to be like at the perfect lighting for it, and we have like a window between 7:36 and 9 something. But it's not a long film. I think all in all it'll be a 4-minute film, but it's not long at all. So
I'll have to read the thing.
I'll send you a PDF of the script.
Okay,
But
you can do that.
that's a really good script. Very interesting.
We've hyped it up so much, we need to make it.
We do.
And then we can post it on Next Topic Media.
Yeah.
With a little special presentation.
We could do that. Speaking of special presentations, there's rumors that there's going to be a Silver Surfer special presentation for Disney Plus, kind of like Werewolf by Night, but with the Silver Surfer. But, anyways, that's 7:08, man.
Yeah.
We've ran this one on pretty long, but that's
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
I love this show. Alrighty, thank
I
you
mean-
guys. So sorry.
I was gonna say we could start doing 2-hour episodes and I'd be okay with it. We just have to wake up at 5.
We could take the camera while we walk to class and just like.
And this is the tree that we walk by.
And this is my first class of the day. This is
Say good morning, class.
This is what is my first class? Western Civilizations. This is my professor, Mr. Davis, Dr. Davis. Sorry, Dr. Davis. Yeah, just joking. With this new continuity camera that Apple came out with, one of the best things they've done in a long time. I could keep my MacBook literally in my bag and just carry my phone around. As long as my phone is locked, the camera works. Like, pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Anyways, we are going to call this episode.
Let's call it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much for listening. If you're listening the podcast version, we really appreciate it.
It means a lot.
Means so much. I'm Caleb Griffin.
I'm Caleb Ladd.
We will see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye bye.